Well, guys, I'm sorry for the delay. I have not been able to work on this car for 2-3 weeks. I put the car together, which you're going to see in this video, and well, it didn't fix itself. It actually got worse. So in the same video, I'm going to be taking the valve body out again and re-inspecting. Valve body's going in. Make sure I get that out of the way. We can start putting our screws back in there. Pay attention, one of them is a little bit longer than the rest. Let's get this in here. Make sure it's not touching anywhere that it shouldn't. There's like 37 bolts holding this thing together, so let's put them on one by one. I'm tightening up the transmission cooler lines right now, so they run over here, and they're 22 millimeters. You're supposed to replace the copper washer, but I'm not replacing them because I don't know if I'll need a new transmission yet or not. I'm putting the drain bolt in. We're going to be tightening this up. It's a 24 millimeter. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but it's tough. I will be using this Valvoline Max Life ATF. It is also meant for SP4. And the reason why, like I said, I want to test this out. If the transmission starts working good, I will drive it for about 1,000 miles, and then I can change the fluid again. You use this vacuum tool. It's pretty straightforward. You hook it up to shop air. It's got a valve here. You press that, and you pull vacuum. So as you can see, right now we're at about negative 25 in vacuum, so 25 inches of mercury. So like I said, all you do is you press this, and this pulls the system under vacuum. Another thing this tool is really nice for is to check for leaks. So this has been sitting like this for a little bit. It has not lost vacuum, which means there's no leaks in the system. So right here I have my antifreeze, and all we do is crack this open, and the vacuum will pull this whole thing and it will fill it up on its own, so you don't need to do anything. And while this is going, I'm gonna connect the high voltage fuse right here. Come on, hopefully nothing goes kaboom. And we'll connect this too. This is a 10 millimeter here. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and put the air box in its place, so we're not wasting any time, because I cannot wait to start this thing. I've got the car on the ground now, so I'm going to go ahead and start it up, and I'm going to leave this cap open just in case there's any air trapped in there, which should not be, but I'm going to go ahead, start the car. Moment of truth. Starts up. Very high RPMs. That did not sound good at all. No leaks here, I don't think. All right, I'm going to reset the transmission adaptations. It's been completed. After turning ignition off, wait 5 seconds and then turn ignition on. So turn ignition off, press OK. And then we can go ahead and turn ignition on. So right now we're in EV mode, the car is on. I'm going through the gears to make sure that it's flowing. Well, I started the car and it sounded like there was a lot of air circulating through the transmission pump. So what I'm going to do is try to add some more fluid. I'm going to add another 2 quarts or so and see what's gonna happen after that. So since last time I was here and I made a video or recorded, I had everything installed, filled it with transmission fluid and everything, and as you can see, everything is out again, and I have everything right there in a pile because I'm going to be taking this out again and inspecting to see if I damaged any wires or if I did a wrong installation on the valve body. When I would try to do the adaptation, the gas engine would start, it would run okay, and then the adaptation would fail, and then this engine, the RPM start increasing, and it's very erratic. You put it in gear, the car bangs in and out. It was not behaving normally. Here I have the valve body out, and everything seems good. I don't notice anything out of the ordinary. Let me flip this over. The valves, for the most part, seem to be working okay. I did notice something. So this was totally my mistake, and I had to watch my previous video to see this. So I'm looking at the solenoid layouts right here, and I did put these in order when I took them off, but for some reason I have switched two of them up, and the ones I'm talking about are right here. So I have my video here, and this blue solenoid, it's good when you record your own videos, but this blue solenoid, it's supposed to be last, or it was last, and I put it over here. I swapped these two. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to put them back and see if that made a difference to our vehicle. Because if that did, and that's all that was wrong with our vehicle, well, I'm going to be really happy. Let's switch these. Get that off first, actually. My mistake. Let's take this out. I want to see if there's a difference between these, because yeah, so I mean, there is a little bit of a difference. I don't know how much of a difference this makes, other than, you know, the size of the hole right here and the type of screen this has. There is not that much more difference other than those two. I mean, in the front it looks the same, but it might have a different function as to how the computer controls it. Let's put the hold down screws in place. At least I did find something that I messed up, and I'm hopeful now that you know, we might have a different result. This is take 2 of filling this with fluid. It is a very slow fill, but I'm gonna put this whole gallon here. I'm gonna leave that like that. I'm gonna leave this loose. I just want to connect it. So now I'm gonna connect the high voltage battery. I'm gonna connect the 12-volt battery, and then I'm gonna fill this up with coolant and then bleed this system. Okay, we got the electric water pump actuation running. It's been about 30 seconds. What that does, actuates the water pump, gets all of the air out of the system. So we're gonna see bubbles come up from there. Let me lower this light a little bit. You see those bubbles? So as that's going, I'm probably gonna do this a couple of times, because this turns off after 3 minutes, but it doesn't get everything out in 3 minutes. So we got these two fault codes here. Drive motor, the position not learned, but if we go to learn them, it's going to give us an issue. So park, no DTC. That's a good sign. Seems to be working okay. Now I just have, we need to make sure our battery charges up. Seems to be idling good. We're over 30%. I'm gonna look at all of the values one by one. I think we might have good news here. State of charge, we're at 37. Let's wait. Let's until this goes up a little bit more. So I'm gonna try to do the sensor calibration, motor sensor calibration. It was idling weird for a little bit. Now it's back to normal. Special functions. Let's try this. We got the ready light on the dash. State of charge over 30%, which we do, and we no DTCs. Let's see. Oh, calibration completed. Yes. Yes, I'm so excited. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to put it into reverse and see if it will bang into gear or not. Wow. If it's only that solenoid, which I messed up and I put in the wrong spot, that's gonna be, my heart's actually racing. And we still don't know if the car is fixed or not. I still have to drive it, but one step at a time, I guess. I'm gonna put it in reverse and see if it'll bang into reverse. Hopefully not. Okay. No, seems good. I'm gonna get this car down because we're gonna take this on the road test and test it out. I drove it and everything was good until it kicked on in engine mode. The transmission still slips. Now the bad news is I need a new transmission. The good news is I don't need the electric part of it, so it's going to be a little bit cheaper to do it, because with the electric part you're going to spend around $1,500. If you're just doing the transmission, probably closer to $1,000, and I can still sell this car and make a profit on it or keep it. In the next video, I'm not sure when that's going to be, but I'm going to be ordering a transmission and we're going to be installing it onto this car. So thank you guys for sticking along. If you made it to the end of the video, leave a like and I will see you on the next video.